My name is Melinda Scruggs. Been here at Lafayette for 14 years coaching Lady Door soccer team, and I really enjoy my job. I love being here. It's not the place I would have thought I would have ended up, but then you know what? God brings you into different places, and this has been a great place for me to be. I think I started sports in general at a young age. I definitely was really in tune with soccer. It was like something that kept me always active and moving versus, other sports. I did play softball as well, but it just wasn't as busy. And so I started, I think I was probably 4 or 5, just grew up playing. When I was 16, we won nationals, which was a great experience, and it was just kind of a start for me to like, hey, where can I pursue to play? Looking all over the country, just finding different places. Being from the West Coast, I definitely didn't want to just stay there. I wanted to kind of travel and see where else I could end up. Don't know if I would have thought I ended up in Mississippi. I went to Ole Miss. It was the newer program at the time. I was their goalkeeper, and it was fantastic. I think I would never, if I could go back to a time in my life, it would be playing there, just the people I met, the experiences I had. So just because of my passion then, I just like, I really want to get into coaching. And so that's when I actually accepted my first position at Columbus State University, which is in Georgia, and the head coach there at the time was my assistant at Ole Miss my freshman year. So I started coaching. I loved the goalkeeping side of it. I was a goalkeeper, so I was their goalkeeper coach. I was there about a year, and then Ole Miss called me up and said, hey, do you want to come back? We'd love to hire you here as a goalkeeper coach. So ended up back at Ole Miss. I think I was there about 4.5 years, and then things just kind of part ways. And at the time my husband was in school, so I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, what job I was going to take. And then the job here at Lafayette opened up, and I was like, you know what, I'll try it out, see how it goes. I love it here. I think they support athletics, and that's to me really important, especially on the girls' side. So I think that they do a good job here making sure that that's important.
Bill Smith, Choctaw Central High School girls basketball. This is my 11th year here, girls basketball. Yes, I'm retired from the Mississippi Public School System, coached at East Central Community College, and had an opportunity to come out here and start fresh here and be retired, and been here 11 years. Well, like I said, it was just I had the right number of years at the right time, and they were looking for a coach, and my wife and I decided we'd give it a shot, and like I said, didn't know how long we'd be here, but been here 11 years.
All right, what you're in, see what you're in, see what you're in. Pressure. Pressure. Got to make that.
Well, the style that we play is the same style I've been doing all my 40 years. Well, we try to press full court on defense, run and gun when we get a chance, and just put the pressure on the other team and try to wear them down. And like I said, somebody asked me that the other day, and I told them I've been doing the same thing for 40 years. Never had a losing season in girls. I coached the boys at East Central to start with for 4 years. We didn't do too well during those 4 years, but I don't know. I've got over 800 wins.
All right, good shot. Come on, double, double.
Came to Kosciuszko in 2004 as an economic developer, and while I was here, got to meet some individuals who introduced me back to the sport, and we got to talking at a lunch, and they said that they were both paraprofessionals, head coaches of the girls and guys soccer team, and I shared a story of me playing growing up, and actually toured Costa Rica and played there for a month, learning their style of play. And just shared that story with them, and they were like, man, you really ought to come out there and help us. And I said, well, let's just look at it. And so 2004, I went and got my paraprofessional license, and I've been doing it ever since. Locked down, straight back to him. You hit a couple hard, and then you got like, okay, I'm gonna back off of this. He's good, hit it back to him. Yeah, so my style of soccer that we like to play here is just ball on and off your foot. We're looking to create space. We're looking to pass the ball, movement without the ball. But overall, we talk about it all the time at practice and even in the game. Our overall goal is to have possession of the ball. If you have, most stats show possession wins games. And if you can keep that possession, maintain it, and so we'll play back, we'll come forward, We'll play to feet. We'll play over top. We'll come out here today. We don't have a game until Thursday, so we'll come out here today. We'll get a little bit of conditioning. We'll do some, they hate them. We got gassers, which are full field sprints with push-ups and sit-ups involved in them. We have suicides, which nobody likes, but you basically are going, depending, I do a half field, so you'll go 6, which is the goalkeeper's box, the 18, which is the bigger box. I go penalty spot, and then I go half field, and they have a time frame they have to do that in. So just trying to keep them, I mean, soccer's a lot of running. I think anybody who knows it and follows it knows that most players, if you play a full game, anywhere from 6 to 10 miles that they're gonna run.
I was a business major, and I actually worked in the business field for almost 20 years. And I've always wanted to coach, so I just wanted to see what it'd be like, not to, give up on my dreams. So I stepped out on faith and went on into coaching. I've been actually coaching going into my 10th year, coaching overall. This is my 5th year here at Kosciuszko. I've been loving every minute of it. It's a good school district. Prior to here, I was at McAdams High School, which is my alma mater, where I graduated from. I was the junior high head coach, girls and boys, and I was the assistant high school basketball coach, girls and boys. I did that for 4 years, and then I went to Choctaw County, which is up the road here, 30 miles up the road. That was my first high school head coaching job. Coached there 1 year. We actually made it to the semifinals of the state championship my first year there. And the job came open here at Kosciuszko, which is where I live and where I'm from, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to be at home, closer to my job and my family. So they welcomed me in, took me in, and here we are. So.
All right, we got to be able to change directions when somebody cross over or go between the legs or whatever like that. We got to be able to change direction and get back in front of them right there. All right, push each other doing this drill right there. We just going half court, but y'all got to push each other. So when they turn and change direction, you got to turn them hips and then go cut them off and not let them all the way to the goal.
MaxxSouth Broadband is making your technology easier with its customer support service, Brainiacs. MaxxSouth Brainiacs is our unlimited phone support and 24/7 home management system that will support all your technology needs. For $10 a month, Brainiacs will support all your internet-connected devices, including computers, tablets, smartphones, and more. Call today and ask about MaxxSouth Brainiacs customer support system and our SmartNet services to make your technology easier. MaxxSouth Broadband. Experience the max.
It's a new day at MaxxSouth. We are excited to share some great news. In our continued effort to support Mississippi businesses, MaxxSouth is now offering local advertising support. Through high-quality programming, we combine traditional television and premium digital advertising, allowing your multimedia campaign to reach your targeted audience at any time on any device. Call MaxxSouth Media Sales today at 662-701-8628.
My name's Hunter Crane. We're here at Oxford High School, and I've been the head girls soccer coach at Oxford High School for the past 8 years, and I've been the head boys soccer coach at Oxford High School for the past 3 years. So I played college soccer at Faulkner University, wanted to go to pharmacy school, and so I transferred to the University of Mississippi and started working on, that kind of pathway there. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to volunteer with the Ole Miss women's soccer program for a semester under Coach Mott, and just kind of fell in love with the game all over again from a different standpoint, not so much as a player but more as a coach, and decided that was my path, and started coaching club. And then I decided that I was going to be a teacher, and that was going to be my path. And So I was hired at Oxford High School in 2010. Then I became the middle school head soccer coach for the boys program the next year. And then the varsity girls job became available the next year, and I took that program over. We went back-to-back state championships in my first 2 years, and it's just been grinding and going ever since. As far as a style, you kind of always, generate your style based off of your players, or at least your formation anyway. You don't try to pigeonhole people into a certain style of play, but at the end of the day, we play a very high possession-based style of soccer. We want to keep the ball as much as possible, knock it around. We want to connect 4, 5, 6, 7 passes, as we move from back to front, up and down the field, and that's kind of the goal. We talk about it before the game, we talk about it at halftime, we talk about it after the game. We keep track of how many passes we connect in a row, and things. We'll push the ball forward quickly, when the opportunity presents itself, but from just an overall base, a very high possession base is the style that, I typically like to work with.
Let's talk. All right, hey, let's talk, okay? I'm Drew Tyler, been employed here at Oxford High School for my 30th year. Head boys basketball coach 26 years and have been in the Oxford School District my entire career. Well, I grew up in a coaching family. I'm a third generation teacher. I played sports in high school, started in college in business, spent a lot of time playing basketball, and through my freshman year, knew I did not want to stay in business. Changed my major, went into education and wanted to get my teaching certificate, and I wanted to mix kids and basketball, and that's what I did coming out of college in 1992, and it's been a great rat race since. So I feel like I got the best coaching job in Mississippi. My dad coached in this area for a long time. I've been here in this area for 30 years. My entire family's in the Oxford School District teaching. My wife, 2 daughters. So we built a loyalty up in this area and in this school district.
We're gonna do lots of finishing, lots of scoring goals today. Goalkeepers, you guys better be ready. I think my style of coaching has probably changed or progressed over the years. When I first got into coaching, I was like, man, you gotta dig in, you gotta be tough, and I think the longer I've done this, I've realized that I'm just having compassion and love for the players themselves, and they feel that. It kind of creates this culture. That's what I wanted to build, a culture of like family. Hey, I'm gonna work for you, you work for me, together we can make some really good things happen. And I think once they trust you and you know that they have that trust, it's like, you know what, I'm willing to work even harder for someone that's willing to do that in return. And so that's been my biggest thing. It probably goes back to when my brother we were kids. He's like, you got to lead from the top, and that's something I've really taken to heart, and just making sure that like, hey, I'm working just as hard as each one of my players are. And I think that's just one thing that even if you don't have all the talent in the world, you can help produce it by just the work you can put in.
Overall coaching philosophy to me is just helping them learn how to handle situations on and off the field. When we do a lot of what we do as far as coaches, we're trying to teach them about life too. So we go into that aspect as far as, we're not just teaching them trying to win the ball game, although those are nice, we want to win. We're also trying to teach them how to better handle these situations that are before them, even in life. So no matter what happens on the field, referee makes a bad call, or you don't, get the ball just where you want it, or, just how do you handle that situation?
Hey, we all out here? We all out here?
Did you put my number back in the thing or no?
Nope, I didn't.
You only just put
So, I'll start with the boys again. When we talk about challenges with them is, to stay focused. We expect them to come out and be very good in every game and probably be favored in a lot of games that we play early, and, to not get too ahead of themselves, kind of stay in the moment. and take it one game at a time, and don't overlook anybody. Because like I mentioned earlier, you're going to get everybody's best shot when you put your O-bolt on, and to be able to continue to build that depth and that thought that it could be your moment at any time. Your number could be called, and you got to be ready. Our team motto with the girls this year is step by step. Day by day. Once again, kind of staying in the moment, but being very focused on who we are, what we're good at. Do those things really well. And then the things that we might not be good at, like I said, we've got some young girls that are going to have to play big roles, and preparing them for big moments has been kind of one of our questions. Could they handle the moment? The girls defensively is where we have our most worries right now. We think we're going to be very strong offensively all year. We've got some very talented forwards who are going to play very high level, college soccer, and they're going to score goals. We want to go out and do what we do and have the ball. So, those are kind of some of the stuff that we worry about right now, and kind of what we're looking at.
We got to cut out on this traveling stuff right here. All right, whatever dribble move you're gonna use, come on. Here, catch on jump stop, swipe. See what I just did? Look, y'all got this is what we doing right here. When we catch it, and then we shuffling our feet. You can't do that right there. All right, so if I'm leading this way right here, I know this finna be my pivot foot right here. So when I catch it on the jump stop, this foot is staying still right here. So now I'm getting right here, and when I dribble, now I'm coming into my move right there.
Yeah, motivating girls, it is a challenge, and it's really challenging coming from a male. Females are emotional, and you have to find that niche in them that you can bring out the best in them, because everybody is different. So if you got 20 girls on your team, you got 20 different personalities. So you got to be able to know the niche of each individual personality right there, and that just takes time, and you have to spend time with them. So in that motivation, you got to sit these girls down and talk to them one-on-one. You got to talk to them like you their father, like you their uncle, or like somebody that cares. And once you talk to them like you care, then they'll open up to you, and they'll come to you when they have their bad days. And coach, I'm just having a bad day. Had a bad day at school right there. And you can console them and tell them it's gonna be okay. And talk to them and tell them hey, God's looking out for you and stuff like that.
All right, down here. Ball's up at 1.
This team's best attributes this season seems to be that, they all know that our end goal is to get back to the Coliseum and bring home the gold ball. And that's our expectations going in every year. And they know that when they make the varsity team, they know that that's their expectations is to get to the big house and represent the community.
Let's take care of it. Okay, again, Drea. Come on, let's go. Make good decisions, please. Drea, that ball's got to be on the ground. Good. Good read there, Lily. A good high school coach, I think, is someone who can motivate kids, can be positive, can influence them in ways that just leaves here. Obviously I have coached quite a few kids that have come through here, and I continue to keep in contact with them. I mean, your goal ultimately is to make a difference in someone's life. It's not just on the soccer field, it's off the soccer field, how you can influence them or how you can help them in different ways. And I just enjoy the opportunity that I get to be a part of these girls, a small part of their life, and I hope that they can take what we do in terms of soccer and maybe adjust it somewhere else in their life. If they don't go on and play soccer somewhere, hopefully just even some of the structure or the demands that we had here they can carry on. I think that's something that as us as teachers or coaches can really have a really big impact on a lot of these kids coming up and how they continue on when they leave here.
To keep them motivated during the off season, we try to make sure that they can play multiple sports if that's what they want to do. If not, we still have a strength and conditioning program that we instill in the off season. We just try to keep them going and just keeping them conditioned. We just played 34 games. I mean, we only played 34 games throughout the whole season in a regular season, but this summer we played like 34 games. So I try to keep them going in that manner. We try to practice almost every day doing the summer. Unless they have another extracurricular activity they're involved in, I let them go to that extracurricular activity, and then they come back to me.
Don't let him out. Don't let him out. Don't let him out. Good, good, good. Widen out, widen out. Hey, hard down, hard down.
For game day, I don't know, I get excited about game days. Game days are good. Those are good days. They bring a smile to my face. You know, that's where you take everything you learned in practice. As I tell my kids all the time, I say, it's like school. You've studied and now it's test day. You know, this is where you take everything you've learned and then you put it into action. And I get excited for game days. I get nervous. I get all the emotions when it comes to game days, especially when I'm not sure about the other team, what they're really gonna bring. You know, we do try our best to talk to other coaches and just say, hey, what do you know about this team? What do y'all faced them? You know, what do I need to be aware of, worried about? And so those things do excite me. And then just overall, how are the kids gonna react today? You know, how are the players gonna come out and being ready to make those hard substitutions if you have to. So if one player is not up, you know, just not having the game that you thought they were gonna have. Being ready for that situation. But game days, I love them. You know, that's where they get to showcase what they've learned and impress mom and dad.
The little things you do all day make you up. The way that I coach, that game day is what we've been looking forward to. Whole part, whole. The game day is the finish line that I've been talking about, and here's the steps we're gonna take to get to the finish line.
Game day to me is, and this is something I have to fight as a coach, because game day to me is when you can get your game face on early. Kids today don't think you have to do that. They think, wait till I get there, and when they throw it up, we'll play. But you know, you have to get mentally psyched to get ready to play. And I have a hard time relating that to my kids sometimes, but you know, game day is game day. I mean, that's what you do this far. That's what gets you back the next year. And you know, they get on to me all the time about, you know, being so serious on game day, but game day is game day. You got to get ready.